Imagine yourself as a 1-week-old coral reef fish. You hatch from an egg on the reef, and immediately you are swept out into the open ocean to avoid predators for the first few days of your life. Now you've grown up a bit, you're big and strong, and at the size of a tic-tac, you're ready to take on the world. You're going to come back to your home reef and start adult life. But how on earth are you going to find your way home? This isn't Finding Nemo, so there aren't going to be a bunch of friendly sea turtles pointing you in the right direction. This is the real world, and you're a very small fish lost in a very big ocean. You can see a coral reef, but only from about 20 meters away. And you can smell a coral reef, but only if the current's going in the right direction. But crucially, you can hear a coral reef. Our ears don't work very well underwater, but when you listen with an underwater microphone through the ears of a fish, it's a different world down there. Clownfish whoop and cod grunt and parrotfish crunch their way through coral as they graze, and sea urchins scrape and shrimp snap their claws, and together that makes a symphony of reef noise that can be heard from miles away. Nemo is literally hearing his way home. Or at least, he used to be. Climate change and warming seas have caused more damage to coral reefs worldwide in the last 4 years than they have in the whole of recorded history before that. At the start of my PhD, I listened to reefs. I compared how they sounded 5 years ago, before that damage, to how they sound today, and it was the saddest thing I've ever heard. The great animal orchestra of the reef has been replaced by the sounds of silence and waves washing the shore. To test the implications of that for Nemo hearing his way home, I set up an experiment where I made a lot of fake coral reefs all around a bay, and I played either the sound of healthy reefs from 5 years ago or the sound of today's degraded reefs. And I counted the number of fish that heard their way home onto my reefs. And what I found were there were far fewer fish arriving back when I played the sound of today's reefs. That's very worrying, because those are the fish of the future. Those are the next generation of fish that are going to graze away algae and allow corals to grow and sustain the whole ecosystem for the hundreds of thousands of people that rely on it worldwide. Those fish need to make it home. And that's why I'm now interested in the future soundtrack of the Great Barrier Reef. How can we use acoustics not just as a sad symptom of the decline of coral reefs, but as a tool to promote their recovery? If reefs aren't loud enough, can we amplify them using loudspeakers? If we know which the loudest organisms on reefs are, can we promote their conservation? And if reefs can't be heard, can we reduce other sources of noise pollution in the ocean to make them audible from further distances? In summary, that today is my 3-second thesis. As well as looking for solutions to coral reef degradation, let's try listening.